Beautiful. The U.S. women's national team celebrating its World Cup victory after defeating rival Japan 5-2. After a 16-year wait, the U.S. women's national team capturing the cup for the third time. It is not just a victory for the United States, but also for the women. One professor who's written quite a lot about the history of sport says, quote, the U.S. men's team pales in comparison to the accomplishment of the women who have inarguably the greatest women's soccer program in the world. The march of the United States to a third historic title is a big deal for women's sports in this country, a solidification of the legacy that Title IX began in the early 1970s. So, Rob, you're the dude. Do you credit Title IX with the dominance of U.S. women's soccer?
I think it's great leadership, great athletes, and just the attitudes they have are incredible. And I mean, just the presence, even the way they were carrying the American flag after the win, just knowing how many people were watching. American exceptionalism. I'm so pumped up watching Miss Lloyd hit that shot from half court.
She's from Jersey, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
A hat trick within the first.
Yeah, I know.
That's what she said.
Is it just me, or do the professor's comments, they just make me feel like they're marginalizing what just happened? Like, you don't have to put it in the women's box. You can keep it in the American box.
Keep it in the sporting box.
To make everything about gender and race. Can't it just be awesome? Like, does it always have to be about that?
I think because women have struggled for recognition in sports for a really long time.
Okay.
You look at tennis, there have been definitely some successes, but if you look at like the WNBA, you go to those games and you never feel like people get excited about that in the same way that they get excited about men's basketball. So I think there's a hope that when you see something like this, that it'll become more common across other sports. I mean, let's see women in baseball and football. Let's see it become more of a commonplace thing.
Camille Pagley was right. We see everything through the prism of race and gender. And so that's why everyone's talking about this women's achievement. But think about it. Thanks to Richard Nixon, a Republican, we had Title IX, and women have only been in sports for a short period of time when you think about it compared to the men. And look how awesome they're doing.
I'll tell you what, we need to have Ronda Rousey go beat up a few dudes. That'll turn some.
Yeah.
I'm excited not just about the women, but that soccer is truly catching on in this country. The TV numbers were huge for this sport. Even fans of soccer for as long as I can remember, that's one sport that almost every girl in this country plays, and it's fantastic.
That's true.
All right, well,